Alrighty guys, back on the deer today. Forgot my glasses the other day when I come over and did this much, and so you can get a video of it. Got the case back on here on the side. Got the brake housing back on, got that adjusted up. If any of you are doing this, that to take this brake, of course now that I did it, I don't even know if you got to take this piece off. You might just be able to undo those 3 bolts, 3 1/2-inch bolts there, and take the whole thing out. But if you would happen to take this drum off, you just got to back this thing off, or this adjusting screw out all the way. It backs out to probably about right there and then stops. And then I just tightened it up and got a pretty good brake put on and freeze up. But anyway, got that, and I got the block put on it also. Has a little bit of doing there because you can't get a socket in there and you still got to torque to 125 foot-pounds. So I made up this deal. Welded a socket on the end of an end wrench, and it said in the owner's manual they got a special tool to do it. Well, I didn't buy the tool, I just made one. If the center line of the holes here are 4 inches apart, you need to take 15 pounds off your torque. So if you torque it to 125, you really set your torque wrench at 110 foot-pounds and torque these up. So that's what I did. There's 8 of them, 4 there, 1, and then another one. There's 2 on the bottom, so there's 8 of them total. But anyway, I'm gonna do a little reading. I think I'm gonna put the clutch on next, do that, and set the in play and everything. Then I'll go ahead and put pistons in. Alright guys, got the flywheel on here. Your check in play. I've got it tightened up pretty well. Got the nut. Just use a pair of channel locks so it don't go tight. You actually don't really tighten it at all. But we'll just check the in play here. Pull out on it and push in on the crankshaft, and we got about 7 to 8 thousandths, which the spec is 5 to 10, so I'd say we're within spec there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'd put the dial indicator on the flywheel, but the flywheel rocks on the crankshaft until you tighten these bolts up. Once you get it in place, then you tighten it up and clamp it to the crankshaft. Something else you gotta be careful for, there's timing, or there's marks on here, so you gotta get that flywheel just right, or on the right spline, so that it's on top dead center. But yeah, if you get the, put it up on top dead center, put number 1, and just put the flywheel on. You got it, and the mark isn't even straight up and down, it's about right here, because that's where the sight hole is on that cover. But that's about it. Check in play, and then I just stake this nut when you're done, and then you just take these 2 bolts here and just clamp them down, and that'll lock the flywheel to the crankshaft. Yeah, I think we're alright, about 8 thousandths there. It will run. I know sometimes these thrust washers, those little carbon thrust washers in there, and they'll get completely worn out. The machine shop told me, and I mean, you'll get like a 1/4 inch of end play and they still run at 1100 or 1150 RPM. Not a whole lot to go wrong. But anyway, that's how you set the end play. Alright guys, we're ready to put pistons in here. Got about 6 rings on these pistons, which is quite a bit, but they are a fairly good sized piston. I got them and the rings aren't exactly the same as on the old one, so I'm waiting to hear back from the machine shop on the orientation of them, because here the top 3 rings are the exact same. Then these 2, they're different, but they're the same design. That 4th and 5th and the bottom one's different yet, and I know the bottom one here is the same. It's the same as that, and it's got this spring behind it, so I can put that in. And then I'm still waiting on I'm gonna have to wait to hear back from the machine shop where I got these to see about the other 4 rings and make sure this oil ring's still gonna work. But anyway, I'll go ahead and put the bottom one on here since I know where that one goes. Alright, well, back to this, got interrupted there, but anyway, I can put this bottom piston ring on, or oil ring on. I usually just kind of work these things on. I'm gonna have someone I know in the comments be smart and tell me that I need piston ring pliers, or I shouldn't be able to do that, blah blah blah, you'll crack the ring. Well, this will be my 6th engine I've rebuilt and haven't had a problem yet, so I probably ain't gonna worry about it too much. There we go. Look at that. Just pretty. These ones don't have a dot because they're not directional. These other 4 all have a dot except for this one. These 3 have a dot as which direction they go. So anyway, I'll probably have to come back tomorrow and we'll figure out which way them rings go. If the machine shop doesn't know, I have a book that explains what the purpose of each. Like that one's got a right angle groove in it, and those 2 got a right angle groove. This one's got a 45 cut on it on the inside there, and I got a book that explains what each one does, and so I'll look at that and maybe figure that out. But anyway, alright guys, got sidetracked yesterday and didn't get to finish my piston here. Talked to the machine shop, and they said that's the top ring, that's the very top compression ring. This next one here goes on like this. On the second groove, there's one with the 45 cut on it, and then these 2 L-shaped ones go below it, or they got the little L shape cut out of it. So, but anyway, I'll put them on. Got air conditioning I'm doing there for a fringe truck. But anyway, I'll probably assemble the piston rod and call it, and that's about it for this video. And then next video I'll have one putting them in the block. A little dot up. Come on. There, I got the dot up there. It's sitting in there pretty good. The oil rings can go up or down, doesn't matter. No, there's no top and bottom to them. There we go. This next one, the reason they got that 40, these are face down to scrape oil and shove it back down. This one's here so if compression leaks past the first ring, it gets this ring and that bevel's there, and it helps force the ring apart to seat against the cylinder wall better. I would have looked yesterday. I actually got instructions on the paper, but I didn't even think of that. I've seen that before, but I just slipped my mind there. Come on. And then, but I kind of wanted a second opinion on it anyways. Tell you, I'd really hate to be the guy putting these that tests rings out of the factory, tear the whole engine out and change a ring that's just got a little bit of a different groove on it. But they pay a lot of people a lot of money to do stuff like that, so it must pay off. Here we go. Look at that. Now I'll do it before I get it up in there, but do not line all the grooves up in the rings if you're doing this. On any engine, no matter what you do not line the grooves up. And at school, the teacher told us about one time they were having trouble getting the engine to run. It didn't have much compression, and they tore it down, and the student in at school had, on all 6 pistons had lined up all the rings just right. Well, you can imagine if they're all sitting like that. I mean, you can see all the compression's going right down past real easy. Now obviously they squeeze together to where they're not, but about like that, if even that